Hello Aries, how you doing my fire family? I'm here to do a bonus read for you just before I get to the weeklies and the monthlies. How are you? I just want to say thank you very much for the way that you love on this channel. I appreciate you and all of your clicks and views. And let's find out what's going on for you. Past, present, future. Let's find out what's going on for you. If it resonates, it does. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. Do not forget, private readings are open. Check the pinned comment if you're interested in any of that. Live readings are always on sale, Aries. Tell me about Aries. What's the most important thing that Aries needs to know, please? Got the Queen of Swords. Oh, the Sun is here. You are about to get some very clear truth. Something here is about to be revealed. The truth is about to be revealed about some sort of back and forth communication. I don't know what the Six of Pentacles is. It could be, I feel like maybe you gave something to someone and you're wondering if you're going to get it back. It feels like you're going to get some clear back and forth communication, something that's truthful, possibly. I feel like you were very giving of your time. It feels like something's about to be revealed to you about the Six of Pentacles and the way that you give, how you give, and what you get in return. We've got the King of Swords here. We've got the Ten of Wands. And we've got the Nine of Pentacles. So we have some sort of truth that's about to be revealed. It feels as though maybe you know about this ahead of time. It almost feels as though the Six of Pentacles with the Ten of Wands makes me feel like you already know what the truth is, but you're waiting for someone to say it. It's like you already know what's going on, Aries, but you're waiting for someone to be honest with you about it so we can have a conversation. This King and Queen of Swords aren't necessarily romantically linked, but they are very clear with each other. They're both very articulate. They don't have anything to hide. They're willing to tell the truth. The Queen of Swords is somebody who is a good match for the King of Swords. I always call it a sword fight. It's a little bit of jousting verbally, mentally. They're both really intelligent. They're both really articulate, and they're both not scared of telling the truth because they know that's really the only means by which they can get along, is if they really can trust each other. I'm looking at the Six of Pentacles, and I'm looking how this Ten of Wands is bridging the Sun with the Six of Pentacles. So I feel it's almost as if somebody has gotten reciprocal energy from another person, but somebody here is harboring a truth that is about to come out. I think it's the King of Swords who's going to be very honest about something. And the Ten of Wands tells me that this is something, we talk all the time. It feels like we're always giving each other reciprocal energy, very practical. We give each other our time, effort, our energy. Possibly we share funds or money. It could be that, but it could be a workplace thing. It feels like somebody here has been carrying some sort of a burden. Could be a financial burden. It feels like a burden of truth, if I'm being honest. Somebody knows that they need to say something here. The Nine of Pentacles is very confident energy. It's somebody here who has realized that they do not require anyone else in order to feel good, look good, build something, attract practical energy, attract money. I'm going to say that this person in the Nine of Pentacles is someone who takes particular care of themselves. They're somebody who has very few friends, but the ones that they do are very grounded and stable, and they're very loyal, I would say. It feels like somebody here is very loyal. Somebody here is going to stand up very confidently and say a truth. Something's about to be revealed, but I think that the Queen of Swords might already know it. It almost feels like the King is the one that has been harboring a truth. Even though we work together, we see each other, maybe we pass each other by in the hallway, or maybe we live together, it feels like I haven't told you something, a truth. We have this conversation, but I'm still holding back on something. It's time for me to be confident enough to stand up and tell you this. Tell me what's being revealed here. Tell me what is under the sun. We have the Four of Cups in the reverse. We have the Six of Wands. We have the Ace of Pentacles. It feels like someone here is about to get a lot of attention. The Sun is here and the Six of Wands is Leo. It feels like someone here is being encouraged to step out front and make an investment of time. It's like a new project or an offer. Something's being offered to the King of Swords. Four Cups is in the reverse. It's way out of the comfort zone, is what it feels like. Somebody needs to be super vulnerable and to be seen by the public. And I feel like it feels like out in the middle of the stage or the face of the business, because the Six of Wands is being noticed by everybody, because everybody is cheering, right? It feels like it's a future project. It also feels like it's going to take a lot of planning, but it feels like it's almost like someone here is about to make a unilateral decision, I'm going to say, because there's an Ace of Wands in the hand of the person who's on the horse. This person's on their high horse. It feels like a little bit of ego, but I'm just going to say that I feel like a little bit of ego is always required whenever you're appearing in front of people, because it takes courage, right? And it takes courage to be seen out there, like in front of the crowd, right? It takes a lot of courage. I think there's an offer that the king has already gotten, possibly, and it feels like it's going to go way outside the comfort zone, but I have a feeling that the King of Swords has made a unilateral decision. Let's see what the relationship is between the King and the Queen of Swords here. The Hanged Man, Ten of Cups is in the reverse, and the Seven of Cups is here. It feels like the relationship between us is I'm unsure what this relationship is here. It almost feels like it's a little bit on pause. So the Hangman is here, literally pointing over to the King of Swords and hanging from the Queen of Swords. So it feels like somebody here is trying to get perspective on how to say it. I really do feel that somebody here has accepted an offer, accepted a job, accepted an important role where you're going to be over and above everybody else, so maybe a boss role. It feels like somebody here has made a unilateral decision and has not really checked in with the Queen of Swords. The Hanged Man makes me feel like the Queen is waiting for an answer, because I think the Queen already knows that the King is harboring some sort of an offer, probably already accepted. The Queen knows the King has already accepted some type of offer and hasn't yet said anything. The Queen is waiting in pause, and the King is in this energy of perspective. How do I say this? It feels as though Ten of Cups in the reverse, we are unsure about the connection between us, because it feels like a very practical, cerebral, professional sort of connection. It could be because you work together, but this could also be two people who are living in the same house, who are married or are living together and don't necessarily communicate with each other in an emotional way. Pisces, and the Queen is Libra. I feel like the Queen already knows what the King is going to say, probably found out from someone else, and is waiting for the King to fess up. I feel like the connection we have here is unclear because the Ten of Cups is in the reverse. It feels like it's confusing, or it's an illusion. And this Ten of Cups makes me feel like that we are together in a family or together living in the same house, but it's in disillusionment, and that's maybe why people are showing up in swords here, because we're not really communicating with each other emotionally, we're communicating with each other in swords. So it feels to me that the King has accepted an offer and is making a unilateral decision that he's going to go outside of his comfort zone. And I think that the Queen already knows, because she probably found out from someone else, or her intuition is telling her. And I feel like that the King is carrying sort of a heavy burden of making this choice without her. I think he made a unilateral decision here. How does the Queen know? We've got the Seven of Pentacles. We've got the Eight of Wands. Yep, it feels like somebody said something. The Seven of Pentacles is being very practical, Somebody here has planted their seeds of intention. They asked some intentional questions in order to get some intentional answers. The Eight of Wands tells me somebody used their power of persuasion, practical communication, practicality here, that I'm waiting back for an answer, but I'm pretty sure I know what I'm talking about. The Eight of Wands tells me that I've communicated with someone and I'm waiting to get the answer back, but the Page of Wands is in the reverse. So I haven't yet got the confirmation. Yeah, that's what it feels like here. Tell me about the Six of Pentacles, please, and this Ten of Wands. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. We've got the Justice card and the Page of Cups. So the Wheel of Fortune is here bringing change. Somebody here is going to say, well, we talk every day. Is there a reason why you didn't say something? Waiting on this email, waiting on this communication, waiting for someone to confirm my suspicions that you've started to grow something without me. I feel like this Wheel of Fortune is telling me that something is expanding because it's supposed to. Because the Wheel of Fortune is here and it is the destiny for things to change. But I feel it's going to rock the balance. Somebody here's got to own up to it, do the right thing, say the right thing. It feels like somebody here, it's good news to the king. I feel like the king feels it's good news, that it's good change, but I feel like the king's got to come clean. I think that the Justice card is telling me I've really got to balance things. I've really got to say something. I've got to make something right because everything is about to change. Tell me why the king hasn't said anything to the queen. Charlie just said in my ear when I pulled the king, because it's my kingdom. So somebody here thinks that they are outranking the Queen of Swords. It does feel like a bit of ego, I'm just going to say. Now look, you could be the masculine looking at it from your point of view, that you could be the feminine looking at it from your point of view. Pick your side. We've got the King and the Queen of Swords here. There's something here that I feel is not necessarily known at this time because the moon energy is here. And so I feel like things are not as they seem. I actually feel like the king is quite defensive about making the unilateral decision to build something on their own. So these two could be business partners, they could be partners in love, they could be partners in marriage. But it feels like the king has decided that he outranks the queen and that he doesn't have to ask the queen or even consult with the queen. So you can decide what their relationship is. But I think everything's about to change in terms of time, effort, energy, and money, and how I give you my reciprocal energy, because I'm about to let you know that something is going down here that I didn't necessarily tell you about, because I'm protecting my interests. Somebody is acting outside of the partnership. I don't know what kind of partnership it is. Tell me how we know each other. Ace of Swords, the Three of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles. We've been on a journey of friendship for a long time, possibly partnership, but it almost seems like partnership because the Ten of Cups is in the reverse and we're talking about swords. So I think we realize that we wanted to start a partnership, or that we are in a partnership, but it feels like we've been doing this for a really long time. But 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it's a long-term partnership. Practical. So I'm going to say that if these two are living in the same household, that they are very detached from each other. There's cups here. This is confusion. This is surprising good news that I have to relay to someone else and tell this person that everything is changing and expanding. And that's weighing heavy on me because I've seen this person, walk past them in the kitchen, walk past them in the halls of work, wherever that is, and I haven't said a thing. And we've been in this partnership for a really long time, and we're usually very honest and truthful with each other. What happens here? Tell me what's going on here, please. What's the relationship between the King and the Queen of Swords? So it feels like a very blocked, bonded connection. I feel like that there's two people here who are probably on the edge of releasing a relationship, or this is just the way we are. This is almost like it feels like if this is a relationship and two people are married or live in the same household, it feels like we are very practical with each other. We speak when we have to. We talk about money. It feels like two people very detached, questioning whether they're still in love. Somebody here is blocked and doesn't want to see the situation for what it is. So I think that this Two of Swords is attached to the King and the Queen of Swords. It feels like something needs to be made clear here, Four Swords. But it feels like somebody here doesn't want to see the truth of something. I'm at the crossroads in my life, and I'm hoping that we're still in love, or we at least have some sort of connection here. It feels like somebody here is going to make a decision that is finally going to break this thing wide open. I feel like it's the King, because the King feels like he outranks the Queen, that he's got more power in the relationship and I can do what I want. I don't have to check with you. And so that tells me either you don't have to check with them because you work together, or if this is a couple, that I'm just going to do this thing and I'll just tell you about it later. But this is a singular project. I think that it's going to put the King of Swords into a unilateral decision-making process where he literally does not tell the other person what's going on. We've got the Eight of Swords, we've got the Knight of Wands, and we've got the Three of Wands. So I think that the King of Swords is just waiting for the right time in the future to blurt it out. Because Eight of Swords is here, and that's typical King of Swords energy, being in your head round and round and round. And the Knight of Wands tells me that in the future, I'm just going to say it when the time feels right. I'm just going to blurt it out. What happens? Judgment. Everything changes. It feels like this has come around more than once, and I feel like it's now probably going to be resurrected at this time, and somebody is probably going to make a unilateral decision to go on a detour by themselves. It feels like if this is a marriage or a relationship, it feels like this is the part where we are at the Two of Swords. We each take our own path, because somebody here is feeling like they're going to step into an opportunity and they're not taking anyone with them. That's what it feels like. There is a decision or a choice to be made here about whether I'm choosing between my happiness or the Tower. Do I want everything to change? Because it feels like there may have been some happiness, some togetherness. But that's weird the way that came out. The Tower being here, which tells me that everything is about to change about the Three of Cups, because somebody here is about to make a choice. It does feel like this is a committed relationship. So I guess heads up is what I'm saying. It feels like there are two people who are either falling out of love or not interested in sharing information with each other, or our relationship has come to a place where it is very swords-like. We speak about the things we have to speak about, but there really isn't much to speak of when it comes to emotions. Yeah. I think somebody's going to be surprised that the other person made a decision, a full-on decision, to take another position, another job, and didn't even check in with them, whether that's a work bestie or not. I'm going to leave this right here. Thank you so much, Aries, for coming here and watching. I do appreciate you. I wonder if this makes any sense to anyone, because I feel like even before the Queen of Swords gets the information that they need, I feel like it's already on the table. The Queen of Swords knows what's going on because the intuition is high with this one. I'm going to leave this here, but I'll be back, because I'm always back. I'll be back with weeklies and monthlies. Don't forget, private reads are open. If you're interested, check the pinned comment. I'm going to go. I'll be back, because I'm always back. Take care, Aries. Thanks. Bye-bye.